Okay, so now you're going to need to use this little tool right here. You're going to want to set it at 5/8, so it's just like a ruler, but it's got a little slider that moves up and down. So, and when it's brand new, it's harder to move, which is really nice. So you're going to set it at, and in this case now you need to set it at 2 centimeters, because you've got centimeters on one side and inches on the other. So you've got your second sample. You're looking at the good side. What you want to do is do a rolled hem. So this is how you use this tool. Actually, let's do it this way. It'll make it easier for you to see. So you line the edge of the material up and you roll it, push it up until you get to 2 centimeters. And you pinch it and you put a pin through it. Okay? So hold it, roll it till you get to 2 centimeters, hold it, and pin it. Notice that you're pinning all the way through and all the way back both pieces of material. Lay it out, fit it, make sure it's 2 centimeters, hold it there, and pin it. Now, what you're going to want to do, you could iron this, would certainly make it easier. What you're going to do now, is because you're doing a rolled hem, so it has to roll a second time. So I'm going to back these pins off just a little bit so that it's not crossing the edge of the material, like that. Because what you're going to do is, where the edge of the material ends is where you're going to fold it. Because you've already measured 2 centimeters, you don't need to measure again. So fold it over, pull the pin out, put the pin back in through all 3 layers now. Check, fold, pull the pin out, put the pin back in through all 3 layers. Once you've got the material pinned, now you're going to sew on this inside folded edge. If you haven't ironed it, you could iron it now. I'm still not going to iron it because the weight of the presser foot is going to hold it down anyway. Now, what I want to do is I want to sew as close to this inside folded edge. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put the presser foot down so that I can see that the needle is going to go fairly close to the inside folded edge. Again, I'm doing a stitch of 1, stitch length of 2, needle position at 0. Remember, you need to back stitch because now everything you do, you want it to, actually I should bring it up a little bit farther. you want to make sure that your knots are always, your threads are always knotted. Stop, pull the needle out, continue sewing. All the way to the end, back stitch again, needle at the top, press your foot up, trim your threads at the end and at the beginning, and you have your rolled hem. Couple of notes. It should be nice and straight. Your hem is on the other side, so you've rolled it into the wrong side of the fabric because you don't want to see your hem on the right side of the fabric, so that when you look at your finished product, you've got your nice seam. You can't see any of the extra material. You've got your fold, but you can't see it. Okay? The other thing that you're going to do now on the other side is you're going to do a waistband or a drawstring hem. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure 2 centimeters over and then 3.5 centimeters over. Okay? We're going to do 2 centimeters again. So we take the edge, it catches on there. Measure your 2 centimeters. And you're going to pin that. Okay, the difference between the rolled hem and the waistband hem, or the drawstring hem, is that we want this 2 centimeters to stay. So instead of rolling it a second time to do a rolled hem, we're just going to lay it over once, pin it. Now again, you could iron it to have a nice flat edge, but this time we're just going to sew it down. Press your foot down, needle down, pin out of the way, and you're going to go backwards to knot your threads. Again, you're going to knot the threads at the end. Don't go all the way, but go really close to the edge. Needle up, press your foot up, pull it out. Trim your threads. This is going to stay here. It's not going to go anywhere. We need to now move this down, this whole thing down, 3.5 centimeters, because then we're going to sew along this edge, and what we've essentially done is built a casing. So we're going to change this to 3.5. Okay, basically going to do the same thing. We're going to pull it over farther than we know we need, line up the edges. Make sure it's 3.5. Now we're going to pin it like that. Now, notice I always put a pin at the beginning because I want to make sure that when I put my presser foot down, the material is exactly where it needs to be. So now when I sew this, I'm going to sew this again as close to this inside folded edge as possible because I'm going to need all of this space inside. Also notice on the good side, you don't see that first seam. You're only going to see the one, just like this. Now, if you were doing boxers or pajama pants, you would also be doing a thread dark enough to match your material so that you're not going to see this seam and you're not going to see this seam either. But for this purpose, for you to be able to see what I'm doing, I've used the white so that it's easier for you to see. So I'm bringing it up so that I have room to go backwards. Presser foot down. Now I can take the pin out because the presser foot is holding the material. I'm going to go backwards and forwards. Needle up, presser foot up, trim your threads. And sample 2 is complete. So now, if I needed to put something inside here, I have a casing that goes all the way through.